Welcome to the Gentle Fitness exercise routine. For today's session, we will need a pair of free weights and a sturdy chair. When you're ready, let's get started. Starting off with our neck bends from side to side, tilting your head towards one shoulder, bring the head up, and then over towards the other shoulder. Just gently going back and forth from one shoulder to the next. Great. Now taking it into our neck rotations from side to side, turning the head from one side, back to center, and then around to the other side. Again, moving nice and slowly from one side to the next. Great. Now taking it into our shoulder circles. Extending the arms out to your sides, then making circles going towards the front. Good. Now relax and taking it into our gentle torso turns. By placing your hands on the outside of one thigh, turning towards that side, back to center, and then around to the other side. Just gently turning the upper body from one side to the next. Great. Now let's add an arm reach. So extending, reaching the arm across the body as you're turning. Good. Reaching high. Let's go for a few more seconds here. Great. Now next, moving into our heel digs with front arm reach. You may need to sit close to the edge of your seat for this one. Extend the leg out to the front as you reach the arms forward, moving from one leg to the other leg. Good, that's it. Dig and reach. Dig and reach those arms. Let's go for a few more seconds here before we take it into our V steps coming up. All right, good. So readjusting your body, taking it into our V steps next. So you're going to start with the heels together, then step forward into a big V, step back together into a small V. Step forward, big V, back together, small V. Great, now switch that leading leg by stepping forward with the other leg first. All right, nicely done. Let's just march it out here, lifting those knees and taking it into our hand to knees. So lifting the knee, tapping the hand to the opposite knee. So lift the knee as high as you're able to manage. Of course, if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you would aim to lift the knee a little bit higher. Just tapping the hand to the knee as we're lifting. Yeah, that's it. Just a few more seconds. And then we'll take it into our speed bag. All right, great. Circling those fists around each other for the speed bag. And if you're able to, keep moving those feet, just marching as we're going into the speed bag. All right, reversing that speed bag now. Just a few more seconds here. All right, and relaxing those arms for the speed bag. Taking it into our invisible jump rope next. So turning that invisible rope by your sides and lifting those feet off the ground. So remember, we have the option here of lifting both feet at the same time or alternating feet. So lifting one foot and then the other. Great, now let's reverse that jump rope. Good, taking it backwards. Less than about 5 seconds to go. All right, and relax. Okay, let's take a moment to have a drink of water, catch your breath before we move on to our next round. When you're ready, just back to marching on the spot. We'll be standing. All right, so starting off here with our hip hinges. When you're ready, slightly bend those knees and bend at the hips as you lean the body forward, keeping that neutral spine, and stand back up nice and tall. Good, bend, and then standing tall. All right, let's add an arm reach out with this, alternating from one arm to the next. This way you're still able to hold on with one hand on the chair, but if you're able to lift both arms up and feel comfortable letting go of the chair altogether, you're welcome to do so. Let's go for a few more seconds here. All right, now taking it into our partial squats next. Again, still behind the chair, feet about hip width apart as you bend those knees and sit back onto that invisible high chair and then stand up tall. Good, just sitting back into that invisible high chair. Only bend the knees as much as you're able to manage to bring yourself back up. Let's see if we can make it for less than 10 more seconds. All right, great. Now taking it into our calf raises. Lifting those heels up off the ground. And if you're comfortable, reaching one arm up as you lift the heels. And then on the other lift, reach the other arm up. And if you're feeling quite confident with your balance, as you're lifting those heels up, you can let go of the chair and reach up with both hands. Remember, safety first, so we pick the option that works best for us, that challenges us, but still allows us to be safe while we're exercising. Just a few more seconds, and then we'll march it out. All right, marching it out here. And if you're able to let go and allow those arms to swing by your sides, go ahead and do so. Marching it out. All right, and here if you're able to add that speed bag, let's circle the fists around each other as we're marching. All right, let's see if we can now reverse that speed bag. Just a few more seconds, and then we'll take it into our side tap and reach. All right, nicely done. So tap the foot out as you reach the arm across the body. So tap and reach the arm across the body. So the arm and leg go in different directions here. Good, just reaching high. Good, still tapping the feet. Now reaching the arm a little bit lower, reaching low. Great, now taking it into our half jacks by stepping one foot out as you bring the arm out at the same time, and then switching to the other side. Just alternating from one side to the other side. That's it. We'll go for about 10 more seconds before we go into another water break round. All right, and relax. We'll take a moment, catch your breath, have a drink of water if it's needed, and when you're ready, you can march on the spot or have a seat. We'll be sitting down for the next round. All right, when you're ready, marching on the spot again, or simply have a seat. We will be sitting for our next round of exercises, starting off with just our body weight. So just getting yourself set up here. All right, in a few seconds, we'll be starting off here with our chest squeeze and shoulder blade squeeze. So when you're ready, getting those arms up into cactus arms position. Bring the hands and elbows together in front. Open up the arms and squeeze the shoulder blades on the way back. Good, just think closing and opening. Squeezing the chest muscles together in front and then squeezing the shoulder blades together behind. Great, just a few more seconds here. All right, now taking it next into our bent over rows. So sitting close to the front edge of your seat, bending at the hips, reaching the arms down. Pull the arms up as you squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then return to the starting position. Good, pull up and squeeze and lower down. Great, let's go for a few more seconds. All right, and rest here. All right, let's take it into our wood choppers next. So bringing the arm up above the head, and then chopping down diagonally across the body. All right, switching to the other side, same thing. All right, now we're ready for those weights. So picking up your pair of light weights, setting up for our bent over rows, this time using those weights. So now we know the movement, we'll be doing it with the weights. All right, good, and relax. Next, taking it into our front shoulder press. Good, pushing up and lower it back down. Push up and bring it down. About 10 more seconds before we move into our bicep curls. In 3, 2, and 1. Just making sure those elbows stay by your sides as you're curling the weight up and lowering it down. All right, good. Now into our front shoulder raise. We'll just hold a single dumbbell with both hands held in between your knees. Good. And then raise the weight up and then lower it back down. 10 more seconds. All right, very good. We'll take a moment, have another water break here. Just relax your muscles before we go into our second set. All right, about 15 more seconds to go. We will be picking up our weights for the next round again, just to go into our second set. Starting off with our bent over rows. So sitting towards the front edge of your seat, hinging forward at those hips as you lower the weights down towards the ankles, pulling the weights up, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you. Great, we'll go for about 10 more seconds before we move into our front shoulder press. All right, and relax. Taking it into our front shoulder press next. Pressing the weights up and back down in front. Great, that's it. About 10 more seconds to go. And then we'll take it straight into our bicep curls. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. About 5 more seconds, and then we'll switch into our front shoulder raise. All right, just resting one weight down. So for this one here, we'll maybe do just one arm at a time, holding onto the weight in one hand as you raise the weight straight up in front and back down. All right, great. Now switching to the other arm, holding the weight in the other hand. Raise the weight straight up to the front, just to shoulder level, and then bring the weight back down. 5 more seconds, and then we'll rest that weight down to the side. All right, putting the weight down, moving into our chest squeeze and shoulder blade squeeze again. One last time today. Cactus arms position. Bring the hands and elbows together in front of your body, then opening everything up and squeezing the shoulder blades on the way back. Good, to the front. Opening up, squeezing those shoulder blades. Five more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Good, relax. When you're ready, you can start rolling those shoulders out. Rolling the shoulders to the back. All right, switch directions. Rolling it out to the front. All right, now relaxing the shoulders, taking it into our neck stretch by tilting your head towards one shoulder, just far enough until you start to feel a stretch down the side of your neck. We'll hold it here for a few seconds. Just remember to keep breathing. Good, now bring your head over towards the other shoulder. All right, good, now relax. Now taking it into our triceps stretch by reaching one hand against your upper back. Just enough to feel that stretch down the back of the upper arm. Good, switching to the other side. Good, 3, 2, 1. Now into our lats stretch. So reaching one arm straight up in the air and reaching that arm overhead towards the opposite side, just until you're feeling a stretch along the side of your body. You may feel it down the side of your back as well. Remember to keep breathing. Good, switching over to the other side. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good, now moving into our chest stretch by opening up the arms, reaching those arms back to open up the chest in front of the shoulders. All right, good. Relax. Now moving into our proposal hip flexor stretch by sitting off to the side edge of your seat, lowering the knee down off the chair just to open up the front of the hip. Good. Now switching over to the other side. Good. Coming back onto our chairs into our hamstring and calf stretch by sitting at the front edge of your seat. Extend one leg straight out in front of you so that the heel is in the ground and your toes are pointed up. And we're aiming just to feel a stretch in the back of that straight leg. If you're not feeling a stretch, you may bend forward just a little bit at those hips to deepen the stretch, only if needed. Good. Switching over to the other leg now. About 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Relax. Let's take a few deep breaths in here just to round off. Take a deep breath in as you bring your arms up and overhead. And breathe out as you bring the arms down. Deep breath in. And breathe out. Again, deep breath in. And breathe out. Well done. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.